send 2 agents to every open house. I send a listing specialist and I send a buyer specialist. And all people who are sellers and buyers speak to the listing agent, and all people who are buyers only speak to the buyer agent. And we're prepared to outline how our program works, and we take switch properties, 4 or 5 alternative properties that we can do, and we're looking to engage the prospect, okay, not necessarily sell the house. The house is going to sell itself. You know, people think agents sell houses. Agents don't sell houses. Houses sell houses. Our job is simply to market the house. Okay, I hope that's profound for you guys. It was profound. So we're doing that. So if you go back to that concept, and I know I've digressed a little bit, that each listing is designed to get 2 more transactions. The question is, how do you find those listings? Okay, that's easy, but I don't have a listing, David. Well, the number one most cost-effective, easiest way to get a listing is to go out and put a tag, which is why we do it every single week, whether or not we feel like it or not, whether or not, you know, whether or not it's raining or shining or we're busy or we're not busy. There are just no excuses. We just have to go out and do it. So we go out and put the tag, and that's one line of business. So they do the tag, they follow the monster, then we overlay the advocate marketing system, which is really about conversion. And we do about 20% of the short sale listings in our marketplace. Now, for me, I charge a set fee for a listing. So it's either $8,850 or $11,850 or 1.25%, depending on the size of the house. But when I get a short sale listing, we're charging 6%, and we're doing 3.5%, 2.5%. We love it. Then we're giving it to home loan advocates to do the negotiation, and they're getting their money from the bank almost every single time. So we make a lot more money. I've got a $1.2 million short sale going on right now. We represent the listing, the seller, we represent the buyer, and home loan advocates is getting their pay. We're making 8%. We're making 8% on a $1,145 transaction. I haven't done the math, but I think it's 90,000 in that range.
Yeah, that would be about right.
You know, but it's taken me a year to do. Is it worth it? Hell yeah. Okay. I mean, when you think about the average agent makes $30,000, $40,000 a year, we can do it on one transaction and we get with a tag. Okay. And it's going to close next month finally. All right. So, that's kind of where we are. So tagging is one of the things that we do. The other thing that we're doing is that we're running right now a FSBO funnel. I just started it this week. We bought names from RedX. We created this 180-day marketing plan. We made, in our first 2 days of doing it, we got 8 appointments to go out and meet with for sale by owners. It's such a strong funnel that I am very probably going to put it together as a package. We're perfecting it and offer it as part of the advocate marketing system. But we're going to get some, I hope to have it, we might even be able to introduce it April 6th, Lee. It is incredibly strong so far. I mean, if we can get 8 appointments in the first 2 days, we didn't put a tag out. All we did was call them, ask them a couple simple questions, and they said, okay. We're getting ready to expand that to expireds. I'm going to be working on it Friday, so hopefully by next week we'll be able to add expireds and see if we can do that. And then the other thing that go ahead, Lee.
No, go ahead. You're doing great.
The other thing is that we've got in our database over 10,000 names of people who have engaged us at one point or another, probably through Facebook or another campaign. So everybody that we bring, that gets into our funnel goes into it. So somebody said they had 120 leads, I think.
Yeah.
And I had people listen to what I'm offering. So I don't know. So I don't know what the source of those leads are and where those leads, what those leads were looking for. So if we can get a little background on that, I can tell you what I might do with those 120 names. But what we're doing with those with those internet leads is that we're having to, you can't call 10,000 leads. If I had 120 names, I might call, text, and email all 120 of not even knowing anything about it, with an objective of just trying to figure out who are the 2 or 3 that are ready to transact right now. I mean, when you think about, when I think about the 10,000 plus people that are in my database, what I'm trying to figure out is who are the 1%, that's 100. Who are the 100 people in that database that are most likely to do a transaction within 90 days? That's what we walk around talking about around my office all day long. How do we figure out how to do that? And so one of the things that we do is that we're doing target email. So on Monday, we're sending a message to everybody about our new listing. So we send that, and we're congratulating previous sellers and bragging on ourselves a little bit, how much each seller saved, how long it took us to sell the house, that kind of thing. On Wednesday, we're sending something informational. We're teaching them something about. It could be, you don't need 20% down to buy a house. You can buy a house with 0 money down. It could be about a mortgage credit certificate. It could be about how to win a multiple offer situation if you're a buyer. We might do one how to stimulate multiple offers. Things that that potential buyers and sellers. And then then on Friday we're sending a variety of things, but primarily an open house. We're featuring our open houses for the weekend, but we're also putting a link in there for everybody's, for all the open houses in our area. So when we send those messages out, 3 messages a week, and it's not going to everybody, we're trying to target more and more and more. So we don't want to send buyer messages to sellers and seller messages to buyers, that kind of thing. And we don't want to send properties, in Camarillo if they're interested in Simi Valley. So we're really working hard on segmenting the database. But nonetheless, when we send out an email, we are tracking who is opening those emails. So not just who's opening the emails, but who are clicking on the links. And we identify those people who are clicking on the links as hotter than people who just open an email, and which are hotter than people who don't even open the email. Does that make sense? So we're using the technology to figure out who's actually clicking the links. And then we're either sending a secondary email to them, making a phone call, or sending them a text, trying to engage them a little deeper and move them, pull them or push them through the funnel so they come out as an active buyer or seller. The other thing that we're trying to do to figure out who are our top 100 people out of a 10,000 person database is we started mass texting. So I signed up for easy texting. We ran our first text funnel last week. I got a hot new property, a 4-bedroom house under 500,000 in Thousand Oaks, which is a hot deal. We sent it out to 2,300 people, okay, in our data. So we identified 2,300 people that we wanted to send it to. It cost us like $140, $50 to do, to send it out. But we got 26 responses, okay? So we had 26 people, 10% respond by typing. They typed one of 2 things generally, because we said, if you want more information about this hot new property, type hot listing. We had to put a keyword. So people were responding with the word hot listing. Now, is that a hot buyer? So we jumped all over them. So, but 12 or 13 of them also said, stop, don't send me anymore. So we just take them off the list. No big deal. They don't want to receive those kind of notifications. That's okay. The most important thing is that we got 26, 27 response. 13 of them said that they wanted more information, and we are and we've been showing that property. It's not even on the market yet. We target it as a hot new listing, off-market property. Nobody else can see it. That's an advantage of doing business with us, and it gets people to do it. We're going to put it on the market in a couple of weeks if we don't sell it first, but it looks like we're going to sell it as a result of that email blast to somebody who wasn't even on our radar. So those
Easy.
are some
Hold on for a
examples
second.
that
Easy
we
texting.
can do.
I don't mean to interrupt. It was easytexting.com?
Yeah, yeah. Letter E, letter Z texting.
Okay. Somebody asked the question. I didn't want to pass it up.
All right. So Jose is saying I got them to the call center so we could drop off package. And once it dropped, we already took care of it.
So let's answer this on the cheap for Jose. Okay. Using the same formula that David's using. First of all of you should be getting your emails into an email account that you can easily access, especially after a drop off. We have one like that for all of our calls that I've done over the last 8 or 9 years. And the point David's making is you've got to touch those people. I don't even care if they've denied you. Something as simple as a constant contact account is easy enough.
Yeah, using. We just switched this week to Mailchimp.
Mailchimp is great. I don't have a problem with Mailchimp.
And Mailchimp will do 2,000 names for free. Most of you, probably all of you, don't have 2,000 names.
Right. And then you can prepare a simple template. And here's exactly his point, Jose. So let me find something to send out that'll make it easier. Let me find a template. I'm trying to find one of my older templates. I'm sure I have one in here somewhere. So I'm going to find a template. And it's alternatives. Actually, let's just build it. How's that? This is as simple as I can make it. Okay. I'm going to build an email from scratch. All right. This is a blank template. People do like pictures. There have been studies on this whole thing. So if you can put the image of something that's helpful, notice of default picture. The pictures and images that I use, I pulled all off of Google. Nothing special. All right. Then a text. I tend to go with the the alternatives to foreclosure. Is that available on the website, David?
What's that?
Alternatives to foreclosure.
Yeah, I can. You need me to send it to you?
No.
Yeah, you could do alternatives to foreclosure. Yeah.
It's 10 alternatives, right?
I don't know where it is or not. I don't know where you would find it.
To foreclosure.
But I think we gave it to you to use.
Yeah, I'm sure we have it. And if you don't, I'll make sure that it goes up. So all you need, any one of these will have it. The last time I did it, this is a very simplistic version. Again, everybody's using the same information. Okay. I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to use it and paste it. Okay. At the bottom, if you want help, call Kevin. And I'm going to put Kevin's cell phone number. Now, that's not really the point of the email for anybody watching. The reason I'm doing it, and no, I don't know Kevin's cell phone number off the top of my head. I don't know anybody's cell phone anymore off the top of my head, which is kind of pathetic. It's now a push-button society. I think I know Diana's in case I get arrested, which is a plus. 909. Kevin takes all our calls, 938. 4520. Now, the point of this, in what David pointed out and why I'm doing it this exact way, so you can watch Jose and everybody else, I'm not really interested in them actually taking the action to call. I think it's great, right? The goal here is to use the Advocate Delivery Gmail account. That's our regular one for receiving calls from the call center. The subject line is what is the prompt that I am, that didn't even sound right. The subject line is the prompt that I'm looking for. Are you facing Do you have a sale date?